everyone, we continue to monitor the news and events on the fronts of Ukraine and Russia. Unfortunately, this situation remains challenging. The Russians are making serious advancements on the Luhansk front, and the Ukrainian armed forces face difficulties due to the limited tanks and no aviation support. Consequently, they are proceeding cautiously to minimize losses. And before we proceed, please don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. There is a lot happening on the front today that I'd like to share with you. According to reports from the Ukrainian side, the occupiers are preparing to break through in Kupets and engaging in battles near Dvorichna from Russian territory. The enemy is amassing equipment for the breakthrough, so the Ukrainian forces are preparing to repel new attacks. In the Zaporizhia area, after capturing 3 settlements, the occupiers have stopped and began regrouping. Artillery preparations are underway near Kiselivka and Berestove, and the Ukrainian forces are in a defensive position. In the Crimea region, the Russians continue their offensive actions towards the Richne, but for the second day there have been no changes on the front line, with the Ukrainian forces holding their ground. Further north, the enemy is preparing to advance towards Nevske and conducting artillery preparations. And in the Seversk direction, shelling along the front line continues, but after the occupiers' unsuccessful offensive actions near Bilogorivka, the attacks have ceased and the front line remains unchanged. In the Bakhmut direction, the occupiers are attempting to regain their former positions, launching attacks towards Orikhovo-Vasilievka, Bogdanivka, and engaging in battles near Klishchiivka. So far, there haven't been any significant new advancements, but it's worth noting that yesterday around 7 p.m. the Russians opened fire on a local reservoir in Konstantinivka while people were relaxing. They used the Smerch LRs with cluster munition, resulting in 7 casualties, including 4 children. Additionally, Ukrainian special forces, along with reconnaissance units, have successfully destroyed 9 enemy targets, including electronic warfare complexes, artillery pieces, and enemy armored vehicles. Special forces operations also highlighted the role of FPV drones in their operations, not only targeting enemy equipment and troops, but also destroying enemy surveillance assets. In the Vuhledar direction, everyone is eagerly waiting the continuation of the counteroffensive because at the beginning of the movement, the Ukrainian armed forces managed to liberate 6 settlements at once. However, unfortunately, the occupiers are still attempting to carry out offensive actions. There are intense attacks in the PreOpen Area. In the Zaporizhia direction, there have been no significant movements on the front line, but heavy shelling continues. The enemy is actively preparing their positions for further advancement towards Tokmak. Today, Russia shelled the Myrivska community near Zaporizhia twice during the night, firing around a dozen shells from heavy artillery. There were 2 damaged private houses, 3 agricultural buildings, and damage to vehicles and power lines. Fortunately, there were no casualties reported. In the Kherson direction, the occupiers continue to shell frontline settlements and attempt to push the Ukrainian forces back from the left bank, but so far they have been unsuccessful. On a positive note, there is information about a Russian Ka-52 helicopter being shot down in eastern Ukraine. However, no details are yet available. Additionally, there have been serious explosions and fires reported on the Russian side, particularly in the occupied city of Makiyivka, near a metallurgical plant. The specifics are not yet available, but the incident is visible on maps near the plant. Furthermore, it's been reported that despite the requirements of the State Nuclear Regulatory Inspectorate that temporarily occupied Zaporizhia nuclear power plant has put reactor unit number 4 into hot standby mode. This action is a gross violation of the license to operate the nuclear facility, as the reactor should be in cold standby mode. After Russia's destruction of the Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant dam on June 6 and the subsequent disappearance of the Kakhovka reservoir, there have been real risks of insufficient cooling the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. This situation blocks the plant's operation at full capacity, and the Russian occupation administration at the plant and representatives of Rosatom are aware of this fact. It poses an undeniable risk to nuclear and radiation safety due to prolonged equipment inactivity, lack of proper technical maintenance, and repair of the equipment. The reason behind Russia's ill-advised action remains unknown. And lastly, the main intelligence directorate of Ukraine obtained and published a confidential report from the so-called Joint Coordination Center for Russia's high military political leadership, where they reported on the obstacles to the implementation of the Grain Corridor Agreement. The document details the technologies used to impede the grain corridor's work, leading to the final collapse of the agreement. According to the report, the so-called Joint Coordination Center aimed to minimize the volume of grain exported within the framework of the agreement. Those interested can pause and read the details. And that's all for now. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.